Cook.
Nice Invoker.
Invoking.
Nearly as good as mine.
Invocations. Endomians, Faraday, Felix, Zaj, Gronors, Hards TV, Havoc, Dota, Incarnated, Chimera, and of course our moderators, Armorart and Pimpmickle, keeping the Twitch stream clear. But anyway, right, were you ready to go to our draft screen? Are you ready for this?
No, yeah, I think we should just have a little talk about the last game actually, and how the awesome red team can do better in this game before we go into the draft, because it's going to be similar bans, I imagine.
Who are
in the first game?
Broom and
all them Doom and
like
who else?
Razor probably.
Probably Razor.
They'll probably pick Void first.
So yeah, I mean, they obviously, we talked about how they sort of drafted in retaliation almost to the way that the Angry Army, or AJSA, did. Do you think that they are going to come in with their own strategy this game, and they're going to try and just ban the heroes that are bad against it and just pick what they want? Pick the heroes they're good at, pick heroes they're comfortable with, or do you think they're going to do a similar sort of thing?
Are you giving advice for Team Red? Oh, we've got some tweets.
Yeah, I'm definitely giving advice here to the awesome Team Red.
Yes. Okay, right. So are we ready to go to the draft screen now? We need to talk about this, don't we? So we didn't predict this, so we'll have a look. So to the draft screen.
Wrong draft screen.
Wrong draft screen.
Wrong draft screen.
Well, what the hell is that? Right, there we go. Did it first time. You didn't see anything. Right.
Still better than the KDA casters.
Yeah, still better. KDA?
KDL.
KDA casters. What's that?
Kill Death Assist.
Kill Death Assist casters. KDA.
KDA. I've got a better KDA.
Sounds like some Korean racist party.
Organisation.
Yeah, racist.
Too fair. You talk about that. KDL.
What? KDL?
Korean Defence League.
I know, they don't let... Zephyrs, isn't it? And they're not really Korean.
So true. Right, anyway, let's talk about the draft, because we're into the draft. We've seen some of the cards come up. We've got Ace of Hearts and King of Hearts, and also Ace of Spades and King of Spades being picked already. Vengeful Spirit, Jakiro. Vengeful Spirit, very, very weird first pick. Very surprised by that one. Faceless Void and Skywrath, very predictable. Something that we saw throughout the whole of TI. We've seen since as well. Obviously, a really nice combo. You know, people that have never played Dota in their lives before that might be watching this stream. I don't know why you would, but they might be. Obviously, Faceless Void's Chrono sets them in place. Mystic Flare does a hell of a lot of damage in one single area, so it's a really, really strong combo. Vengeful Spirit Jakiro is a slightly weird one. I'm very, very surprised about the Vengeful Spirit. The Jakiro is something that we saw actually Angry Army pick up last time. So they're going to pick that up again. Very much a favoured hero in terms of their books. And the awesome red team picking up that Faceless Void that worked so well for the Angry Army in the last game. In terms of the bans, it's pretty usual. Again, we're not seeing a Tidehunter. He's not been banned out. He's got through the first picking stage. He's got through the second banning phase. So it's a hero that has just been completely ignored in these two drafts that we've seen so far. Meanwhile, standard heroes that you'd expect. Razor, obviously, like sort of almost like the new Viper, like just wins the lane. Viper itself banned out. Sanking, a fairly odd one, but works very, very well again in the Chrono, so it's a nice little pickup tab with Faceless Void. Quite a greedy lineup if you're going to pick up at the Sanking. Obviously, the jungle abilities is really, really strong. The Brewmaster banned out, and then I think I've said that like 3 times now. The Doom banned out, the Lycan banned out, the Death Prophet banned out, the Pugna banned out. How much push have the awesome red team banned out? It is absolutely ridiculous. They've banned out so much push. They really don't want to fight up against it. And if you've got a Faceless Void there, you go for team fights. Just like 5-man Death Ball, go for it every time Chrono's up, get a tower, and we finally see Tidehunter being picked up by the Angry Army. They're going to realize that hero exists and is pretty strong, especially on the die side when you've got the Ancients to be able to stack in between, clearing out waves, and instantly the Rubik pick up by the awesome red team. So they're going to go for the big plays, the Dendy-esque Rubik. Probably not played on the mid lane.
I guess, to be fair, with a Void, it's quite easy to get some nice pickoffs. You know, get a Chrono, it gives you time as a Rubik, doesn't it, to look and go, right, he's used that, let's take that. And
I mean, at higher tier levels, it's instant. It's like sort of instinctive.
And also, surely with,
but at this level, definitely
with
gives you some
Skywrath,
time.
the range on the Ancient Seal's pretty big, isn't it? So if you're a good Skywrath, you can see the Tide ult, bang the Ancient Seal on him before he can pop anything else, and allow the Rubik to get in and steal the ult quite comfortably. If you're a good player.
Possibly. I mean, as long as the Skywrath doesn't get caught out instantly in the Ravage, then that's definitely something you can do. It's again, it's the red team very much just picking to counter.
Yes.
In a way.
Do you think that's what it is? Yeah.
Yeah, and there's not too much that can counter a tight hunter when he's put in that offlane position, and especially if he plays very, very safe. Especially if you're playing against a melee carry, which I don't know if we remember, but the Angry Army actually ran that faceless void in that safe lane position as a solo.
They did, yeah.
So it'd be interesting to see whether the awesome red team do it in an offlane or in a solo position. I kind of think, looking at their draft so far, they might do it in a safe lane. And hello. So we're seeing either a Skarath or a Wraith King core coming out. I'm going to say it's a Wraith King core, and we're also seeing a Kunkka.
I like it. They've got a huge team fight, the side of Angry Army.
They have got very nice team fight.
Well, everything can deal with a Void in a Chrono. Void's got to catch all these heroes. He's going to get swapped out. He's going to get an Ice Path on him. Tide Hunter's going to be able to gush him or Anchor Smash from the side, get a Ravage in, or Kunkka's going to send in a freaking boat. Void. That's a horrible draft to go against.
He's going to have a little bit of difficulty in that Chrono when he pops it off. He's got to catch out a lot of heroes, a lot of priorities to target here. But it's not like they haven't got any kind of lockdown on the side of Awesome Red. Apart from the Chrono, they've obviously got the Skarath who can throw out the silence. They've got the Telekinesis from Rubik, and now a Wraith Fire Blast from that Wraith King as well. So you've got plenty of ways to deal with the lineup from Angry Army if they're just trying to team fight consistently.
Yep.
Slark and Tinker banned out. Tinker, it looks like they're missing a hero. So on the red team, Tinker so strong at prolonging the game, and then once it gets into that position where you've got like Scythe, E-Blade, Dagon 5, just so difficult to be able to fight up against it when you can just lock a single hero down completely until they're dead. Slark being banned out, we saw how well that the Angry Army actually utilised that hero in the last game, so they're just sort of a respect ban coming out from them. Maybe not really sure what to ban, so ban out something that they know that they're comfortable with and that they can run in an aggressive tri-lane, which an aggressive tri-lane, again, entirely possible in this lineup when you've got a Vengeful Spirit and Jakiro. I'd be surprised if they did it because they are on the Dire and they do have the option to utilise that Tidehunter or Ancient stack if they do send that Tidehunter into the offlane. So in my opinion, safe lane is going to be coming out from the Angry Army. Definitely potential for an aggressive tri-lane from the awesome red team. I mean, you've got Skarath, Rubik, and Wraith King. That's a great tri-lane to have. Send the Faceless Void down there in the solo like we saw similar to the last game. And then you just both teams looking for their mid-hero at the moment. Invoker picked up by the Angry Army, so we're going to see Invoker. Cook, look out for this one. We can compare him to your Invoker, see if he's any good. And it's going to be actually Ancient Apparition. So it's going to be a core Skarath Mage.
Is it?
Mid lane Skarath Mage, and it's going to be supporting Rubik and Ancient Apparition with the Wraith King. Rubik and Ancient Apparition is actually a really nice combo because you can always proc off your Telekinesis in, and you can actually cast the Cold Feet while the Telekinesis is in the air as well, which is something that you can't do with some things like, for example, Shadow Demon's Disruption. You can't do Bane's Nightmare, is difficult to do as well. You have to use the Cold Feet first, so being able to do it with the Rubik is actually a really nice partnership. And then when you got the stun coming out from the Wraith King as well, that's just going to give you so much lockdown in that lane, and I wouldn't be surprised if they do run that aggressive and then send that Faceless Void to that solo safe lane. And then we've got obviously the Angry Army. As I'd expect, we're going to have maybe the Kunkka in that safe lane position, Tidehunter off lane, the two supports with the Vengeful Spirit and Jakiro that are very good roaming supports, and then obviously Jakiro in that mid lane, which will be a very interesting matchup against this Skarath.
I mean, I know that Tidehunter is nice, but I wouldn't be surprised if they do run it aggressively and put the Tidehunter in the solo safe. Because, I mean, I guess Kunkka, he's a hero that can stack the Ancients and clear them, with the Tidebringer hit each time it comes through. He's got something to do there. But anyway, let's get in. Let's introduce the teams. So we are going to have Team Red up against AJSA. At the moment, Team Red look to be forcing down the mid. We're going to see Red Orc on the support AA, Overlord on the support Rubik, Le Champion on the carry Wraith King as we see them head to what we can imagine to be this aggressive tri-lane. Kimura Dota on the solo safe lane Void, we would imagine. And Damadi looks to be playing mid, and he should be, as he did play the Viper mid in the last game. So their mid player is going to be playing the Skarath mid, and they're actually going to be head to head now with the team of AJSA. Kunkka, he's going to get caught out, gets lifted up. Oh man, the damage is coming through. He's only got time of one. Ice Path is going to prolong the hate, but it's finished off, and that's
prolong the hate. That's my new favourite phrase. I love that.
Blood goes to the mid Skywrath against an Invoker who maybe the Sky would have had a hard time, but having that first blood, that's going to give him a nice little boost, isn't it, against the Invoker?
I don't think the Sky is going to have a hard time in this lane.
Do you think
Scarif
he's
can just
quite
like
annoying?
you can
Is he?
right when you play Invoker, like you have two options. You have higher damage than the opposition because
look
you
at
go
their lanes. They're not doing that.
Wait,
what do you think of this on the side of Radiant?
Okay. So it's not going to be that Scarif in the mid lane. It's going to be Faceless Void in the mid lane. Faceless Void is something that we have seen a few teams run, and once you sort of run it like an offlane Void in the sense that you get that stout shield up and running, you got pulled a lot of regen, which this Void has, and then you get the early point in time what you get a point in backtrack, and then you get a point in time lock, max time lock after that. And that pretty much helps you survive in the lane. He's gonna have he has pretty high base damage, so it's not going to be too difficult to last hit against this Invoker at the early stages of the game, but as you get those points in Exhort, it's going to become very difficult, especially with the Forge Spirits as well. This Invoker should be able to dominate this lane, especially against a melee hero like this Faceless Void. So that means they're going to send the Scar. I think it's going to be solo against a Tidehunter. That's actually going to be a pretty horrible lane for Wusa, I'd imagine, because the amount of spam coming out from Dahadi is going to be horrible, although you can't let that happen to him with the Anchor Smash.
Ben's in a lot of trouble, and they're going to get the kill.
Oh, no.
Chilling Touch doing the work there.
Chilling Touch so strong level 1. I remember when people used to never level this up. It's like, what are you doing? And then it got buff loads, and now everyone levels it up. So strong. But yeah. So kill going onto the top lane, 2-0 already to Team Red. So complete turnaround of the last game. They're going to take the initiative in this game and find some kills. Faceless Void, how's he doing? I'm just going to get some early last hits going up. Wraith King leading it. Actually, Tidehunter having a lovely time down here. I don't think the Tidehunter should be able to have such a good time down here on the bottom lane. He shouldn't be able to get in the range for the Anchor Smash. Damadi should be keeping him well clear, I would imagine. And just harass him out with the Arcane Bolt. It's such a strong spell at level 1. Costs so little mana for so much damage. Just be able to harass him out. And
I'm actually seeing that. I mean, look at this on the top lane. There's actually no one on the top lane for the side of AJSA. They've started to... I think they might be swapping the lanes around. I think they might get the Tidehunter up on the solo safe. Oh, Sunstrike comes through. Anchor Smash. Oh, it's not actually enough damage. Oh, the Gush finishes off the job.
Jesus, just leveled up in time. Well, no, just actually.
Was it not? Oh, no,
he was well. I think he was well into level 3.
I don't know.
No, he might have done because he just got the kill.
So I
think he just leveled up in time.
Yeah.
Yeah, he must have done. 1 minute 59. Yeah, he definitely just leveled up.
But yeah, look at this. Look, swapping the lanes around. It looks like they're going to put Tide up on the top lane, get him against the tri-lane, and they're going to put this tri-lane against the Sky. And now this tri-lane, they should be able to kill the Sky repeatedly, surely.
Oh, yeah, definitely, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, they've got the Vengeful Spirit stun into the Kunkka Torrent, and then that enough should be able to secure you a kill. You can get in range and do some decent amount of damage. Never mind Jakira being in here as well. Jakira's actually hiding out in the trees, waiting for this to happen. But Scarif knows that he's here. I mean, if the tri-lane is completely rotated from the bottom lane, then Jakira must be somewhere, as well as the Kunkka. Oh, here comes the stun. It's a disaster. We're going to see the Torrent. We're going to see the Ice Path. The Sunstrike comes in as well, and Damadi's going to fall for the second time in this game. And Invoker with a second assist in this mid lane. That's going to really help him out in terms of his gold and net worth. So... oh, this is really, really nice from AJSA in terms of their reactions to the lane.
Tidehunter could be in. Look at this. Look, supports. There's a Tidehunter there. There we go. Chilling Touch, lift him up.
This could be a kill. This could be a kill. They've got the stun from the Wraith Fire Blast. I think he meant to pick this one up. The Cold Feet's going to proc.
Oh, no, it doesn't.
Oh, it doesn't actually proc. He doesn't manage to get the blocking in time. Have they got enough damage? They're diving it. The champion, can he get it? He throws out another Wraith Fire Blast, and that's going to be able to secure the kill. No mana issues for this Wraith King. No Earthshaker. Got enough for 2 stuns in that bad boy in his locker. And meanwhile, mid lane, Faceless Void, how's he doing? He's actually doing pretty well.
He's doing
pretty well. He's got a really good base damage, so he's going to be able to outlast hit the Invoker. But like I said, if the Invoker gets some early levels into that Exort, and then I'm surprised he hasn't picked up the Forge Spirits at this stage. I mean, Invokers off cooldown, it's, you know, might as well have them there. Maybe just looking in case he needs the Cold Snap for some reason, but... I mean, it's a good spell to have, especially if you're losing the lane in terms of last hits. It just helps you guarantee every single last hit deny.
Can they make this happen?
I think it's going to be really difficult.
Oh, look at the ward. Look at this ward from the Dire. If they come down those stairs, he's going to know straight away. Yeah. So they can't do this, surely.
No, they can't. They can't. They actually can't. If Hard's got decent map awareness, he's going to see this instantly. He should know that they're missing anyway. They've been gone up from top lane for a long time.
Look at the TPs.
Should be reporting this, and actually the TPs, can they turn this around? I don't think they can. This is a little bit odd. I'm surprised the TPs come in. It has to be said. TP coming in from Kunkka. That's a bit of a waste of time. It's interesting that it's actually, is it as a support Kunkka and a farming, yeah, it's a farming Venge. So it's actually a support Kunkka coming out.
And it's a dead Sky.
Oh, Damadi, another Sunstrike, third one of the game he gets hit with, and he's going to go down. Vengeful Spirit picking up first kill of the game.
Regeneration.
Is that everyone that's, yeah, nearly everyone that's got a kill now. The Tidehunter got a kill, Venge, Kiro. Just the Kunkka and Invoker sitting on this mid lane that are yet to taste blood. Look at the harass coming out now from Invoker. This is what you want to do as Invoker. If you're not winning in the last hit war, you just completely harass down the opposition. Oh, but Chrono! Can he do it? The tower damage is hitting him, and the lift comes in as well. And the Torrent, are they able to do enough damage? Can they kill him off? Hardy's going to go down, but not before the Invoker does. So it's a 1-for-1 trade on this mid lane, but 2 supports committed to that from Team Red, whereas just the Kunkka rotated into this mid lane from Charlie, and he's now able to pick up a little bit of solo experience for himself. But, I mean, the Chrono is a little bit debatable. I'm surprised he didn't get the tower into it as well and just stop that from happening. And might have even been able to pick off the Kunkka in that one as well. But dived in, went for it, managed to get the kill, but not before he died first. So not exactly the best trade for this Faceless Void. But yeah, as I was saying before that, if there's no action going on in the other lanes, the Invoker, very much if he's losing on terms of last hits, then he's going to just harass the opposition out of the lane, because he's just going to use up all their regen and then just going to get them really, really low to like a quarter of their health. And then he can just win. He can trade hits so comfortably because he's got quads, which is like ridiculous regen. He doesn't need to get any cosmetic regen, like consumable regen items. Cosmetic regen items.
I mean, you know, Invoker. I've been meaning to talk to you about this. I mean, Invoker nowadays, like every game I'm like, oh, Quas Wex build will be nice, but I can't remember the last time I saw an Invoker go Quas Wex. I mean, why do you go Exhort every time now?
Exhort is it's just still so strong. Like in terms of split pushing, is very much the sort of Invoker that we see with the Necro books, and then you get the boots with travel. We rarely see Invokers pick up things like phase boots anymore. It's very much all like if they pick it up, they then go into the boots with travel, because you can split push so well with the Forge Spirits and then the Necro book as well. As well as having great team presence, because you've got the global presence with the Sunstrike, and then you've also got really, really nice team fights. So it's kind of like an all-round Invoker that can do pretty much everything that you need him to in a game. And you don't really need to adapt your skill build or your item build. It's sort of it's very adaptable in itself. Yeah. So I think that's the reason why we see so much Exhort Invoker. But I still think Quas Wex is really, really strong in certain positions. And here we go. We're going to see anything here? Oh, Proji might go down. The Rubik's rotated in. He's got a lift as well. Is he going to be able to pick up the kill? He's solo. The swap coming out. The last amount of damage going to take him down to 14 HP is not enough. And now, Red Orc, is he going to go down? Has he got enough? There is the X marks, but there's nothing to follow it up with. No mana on both of these supports. And, well, there wasn't the Jakira, but he wasn't able to get the kill, so he's just going to save his mana, and he might have taken too much damage. And now actually the return's coming in. There is a Chrono. The Void comes in. He only manages to catch out Thorns, and he actually kind of runs out. He maybe thinks that the Kunkka's there, but he's going to be able to pick off the kill very, very comfortably. And that's a very, very nice kill to get in terms of this, in terms of getting it up on this Faceless Void. Again, a mid hero that's done decently well against the Invoker in the mid lane, and can actually roam and gank and find kills, whereas the Invoker is going to be sitting here until he reaches sort of level 8, 9, 10, like get that level up in Wex. And then what I like to do when I play Invoker, I don't know whether Cook's just going to tell me that I'm doing it all wrong, because his Invoker is like literally amazing. If you haven't seen Cook's Invoker, YouTube Cook Invoker, you see all his VODs, and it's like pretty impressive, up there with Grimorian and a whole bunch. But I like to get the old Yule Scepter up and then roam around once you hit sort of level 10. When you've got that level in Wex and you've got the 2 Forge Spirits, you can throw them up in the air, do the whole combo with the Sunstrike, you got the Meteor, and then you've got the Deafening Blast as well, and you can pretty much kill off any hero at that stage in the game.
So I know I've seen a lot of Invokers do this when I'm doing my casting, and you never do this. Now this Invoker, he's 8.5 minutes in, you know, he gets the boots, he gets the Null Talisman, but then he still goes for the Hand of Midas, which he's probably not going to get until the 9-minute mark. I mean, why would you still do this as an Invoker? Obviously the game is 5-5, XP and gold is pretty even. I mean, is that a situation that you get the Midas, or?
It's interesting because like I would argue that it's almost like when I build the Invoker, I used to build the Midas quite a lot.
You did.
Again, like Cook, if you just want to come into the chat here and just help me out completely, then that'd be great. But the Midas used to be really, really popular, and that's simply because, like, even if you get a late-minute Midas, similar to the way you do on Nature's Prophet, it's such a level-dependent hero. And yeah, Scar's going to go down on this bottom lane. Oh, just get blown up. Damadi is having a horrible time here. The solo Scarif not working out at all. But going back to the Invoker in terms of the, as you mentioned, that Midas, which has finished now.
Yeah.
Even when you get a late one, it's not like about, people talk about like how Midas pays for itself, like, 18 uses or whatever that it is. But it's not really about that. It's about that level jump that you get. And Invoker is very much a level, like probably the most level dependent hero in the game, I would argue, because even when he gets to level 25, he's not leveling up attributes. He's still leveling up things that makes his skills stronger. So it's just so level dependent. And if you can hit 25 as quickly as possible, then that's great. The reason I think people don't get it sometimes... Oh, that was a really nice attempt actually with the Sunstrike, predicting that he was going to time walk away, but unfortunately it was a little bit off the mark and he's not going to be able to pick that one up. But I think the reason that some people don't get it nowadays is they think that they can build an Invoker that is able to contribute so much into this sort of mid portion of the game that it doesn't matter. And they're actually going to see a Chronosphere onto this mid lane. Have they got enough damage to be able to bring down hard? Yeah, the TP coming in from Scarif and the Maddie is going to be able to help contribute to that kill, something that he definitely needed to do after such a hard time.
Do you want to TP into this? He has got Ravage, but he's going to get stoned up by the Wraithfire Blast.
He's going to need to throw the Ravage, I think. Is he going to do it? No, it looks like they've wasted too much time. The Wraithfire Blast just giving his teammates enough time.
I've forgotten about the Rubik.
Oh, what's Rubik? He's going to try to hit the tower. Oh, it was really nice. He was nearly able to do it, but he's going to pay for it with his life. And to be honest, he didn't get the last hit on the tower, so this is probably not worth it. He is going to go down here. He's going to pay his life, and Titan managed to pick up the kill on him. If he gets the last hit on the tower, I would say that's almost worth it when you've got a support Rubik picking up the gold and then dying afterwards. But the fact that he didn't actually manage to do it, it was such a nice play, telekinesis up onto the Titan and then tried to hit it, but it was the Radiant that actually managed to get that last hit. So probably not worth it, sacrificing his life for that one. Well, definitely not worth it. And we can see the champion actually, he's going to go into the mid lane. He's going to get brought down, but he has got the resurrection. Interesting, me and Durka talked about this when we were at ESL, about some heroes. I think PPD was one of them. Doesn't actually level up the ultimate onto the Wraith King when you play support Wraith King, because it's got such a long cooldown. If you're going to die anyway, then there's no point coming back and putting that on cooldown. You might as well wait, have a point like saved extra, and then if you're going to die but your team is in a position to come and help you, then put the point into it at that point and then come back and turn around the team fight. Because if you're going to die anyway, then there's no point just having like that on cooldown, because then when you get caught out in a position where your team might be able to help you, you're not going to resurrect because it's on cooldown anyway, because it's got such a long cooldown at level 1. However, having it on a core Wraith King is, I don't know, it's probably still a point still to be considered, but as I say that, he gets brought down in the mid lane.
Yeah, they get the tide and Wraith
Tier 1 goes down and Boka picks up the last hit on that one. So it'll be a nice influx of gold to him.
Look at Void, he's looking for a Chrono. Can he do this on his own? He's going to go for it.
He's going to go for it. He's going to be able to pick off Pro G on this.
The Ice Blast.
Core as well. Remember, the Ice Blast comes in. Really nice combinations. Hard. He is in so much trouble right now. Is he going to go down? Are they able to pick him off? It's actually Kima going down. He's getting pretty low. Sunstrike comes through. It's not going to hit on anyone. And in the end, it's just going to be a sort of 1-for-1 trade. Nothing going to come out of it.
No, 2-for-nothing trade.
Where did the Titan go down?
Top lane.
Ah, top lane. Okay. 1-for-0 trade in this mid lane, with the Void jumping in and popping the Chrono. So.
Tides does have a blink now.
Oh, not the worst blink timing in the world.
No, 13 minutes isn't too bad. That, of course, is after the Arcanes.
He's got 2 kills to his name, so that's not actually.
That's up.
Yeah, not actually that surprising.
No. Void doing a little bit better this game than he was in the last game. He's got his Mask of Madness. He's got 1,200 gold on him, 13 minutes in, so we'll probably expect to see him pick up the Mithril Hammer and get on his way to picking up the Mione. As we saw, now just up to level 6, a little bit slower than perhaps you'd like an AR to get the ult online, and last fight we saw it coming in, didn't actually do much because the telekinesis actually from the Rubik lifted the Invoker just outside the edge of the radius of the Ice Blast, and due to that the Invoker was actually able to get away. Perhaps if it had contact they would have managed to pick themselves up another kill, but still Team Red with the lead. XP wise as well, just slightly shown. Actually gold wise though, the side of AJSA farming a little bit better with about 2k lead, but still it's very slight, and we are 14 minutes in, so the difference really isn't anything too much to worry about for either side. Ping's coming out on the Jakiro. I think Void is slightly thinking about it. Hasn't got the Chrono for about 13 seconds, so looks like he is just going to back up. In fact, there are a lot of heroes now moving down into the radius of the Void. But he has got a Chrono in 5, and he'll be okay anyway. They were looking for him to see if he moved up to farm this siege creep But unfortunately, the side of AJSA aren't going to get too lucky with that. Meanwhile, Invoker doing what he can, getting a little bit of split push going. Has got the belt of strength and the staff of wizardry. He's got the level 1 Necro already now, so he's going to start building that Necromonicon and get the split push on. And I mean, AJSA, I guess when you're against the AA, the Wraith King and the Void, you're probably not looking to take team fights, are you? I guess they've got the ability to fight in them. But as the game gets later and later and the heroes scale as they do with the Wraith King and the Void, it's going to be harder for them to fight face to face. And perhaps what we're going to see is AJSA trying to kind of stifle and hold back the rest of the team, whilst the Invoker is somewhere else on the map trying to push down these towers. Bottom lane, they're trying to use the combo on the Void. Props down a Chrono, but it's not actually going to be enough. The boat, oh, time walks out of the boat. He's actually going to be alright. Ice Blast coming in, but a blink in with the Ravage. Anchor smashing the Gush, but there's so much backtrack. The Void managed to stay alive for a little bit, but he does end up going down the end. Wraith King now trying to turn this around. The Ice Blast is still on some of the teams. Vengeful Spirit is going to fall. Now Arcane Bolt coming down onto the Kunkka, but Rubik is going to tick out actually from the Jakiro's damage.
It's actually the liquid fire going onto the tower that managed to re-proc it onto the Rubik and kill him off. So he's going to go down for that one. And I know that Phage guy wants to see it, so I thought I'd quickly talk about it because I know he's buzzing for it. But it's actually, when we go back to the Midas on the Invoker, we talk about the opportunity cost that he loses from getting another big item that allows him to team fight earlier. So that's the opportunity cost of getting up that Midas nice and early. And now he can leave the stream and go away. In terms of the engagement that we just saw on bottom lane, I mean, AJSA, they're still managing to put so much pressure onto these towers, which is something that we haven't really seen Team Red be able to do. I mean, they haven't got exactly a lineup that's particularly good at pushing, whereas for that whole engagement, AJSA just went down with 4 heroes, and the Invoker was split pushing on that top lane.
Yes. That's the thing. Invoker split pushing. He's probably got level 2 Necro now, hasn't he? Yeah, level 2. And he's almost certainly going to be on his way to level 3. And outside of AJSA, they're eyeing up the Roshan. And looks like they are going to go for it. Venge with the armor reduction, just kicking it off. Tidy's going to be able to tank it up for the time being. The side of Team Red, though, they do have a Void. He has got the Chronosphere just coming online again. So he can look to zip in, but Kunkka and Venge, they're trying to do something about this. Sunstrike's going to come in, Torrent out. It actually backtracks the Sunstrike. Ice Blast is not actually going to hit anyone. And Void actually is forced to throw down the Chrono, catches out the Kunkka. Cold Feet is going to proc onto him, but he's going to be fine. He's on more than 50% health. And meanwhile, AJSA, they're able to get Roshan. And unfortunately, Void, he's not got the Chrono now. He used it to defend himself mid, and that's going to allow AJSA to pick up the Aegis. It's going to go the way of Invoker. And Invoker, he's got the Midas off cooldown. He uses it once more, gets a few last hits. He's going to have a level 3 Necro. And this is 17 minutes into the game, so any kind of golden progression he would have lost by buying that Midas and, you know, waiting for the later bits of the game to kick in is surely been caught up on now the fact that he's going to have this level 3 Necro so early on in the game. And I mean, already just looking at the towers, you know, the side of Team Red, they've only been able to take the tier 1 top. Meanwhile, look how many towers are gone.
It's another reason to like support the Exhort build Invoker because, in fact, Void could be in a little bit of trouble here. He's like sitting around. If they put a sentry down, he's going to be in trouble. I don't think anyone's going on. They're going to actually re-engage. They're going to engage straight onto it. Mystic Flare comes down, instantly blows up Charlie on the Kunkka. He's going to go down instantly, but it's actually going to be the champion. Champion is actually going to come back on that Wraith King, but he's going to go down instantly again. He's going to get picked off, so it's a 1-for-1 trade at the moment, 2-for-1 now because the Scarlet's gone down on the background. Jakiro managed to pick that one up, and it looks like Void's going to go down as well. Who's going to be able to get the last hit? It's actually Proji. He manages to come in and use the magic missile to pick off the kill on that one, so 3-for-1 going the way of AJSA again, and they find the trades that they so need. And the problem is, like, when they find these trades, now they can take the tower.
Yep, I can indeed. Oh, Ice Blast flying in. Invoker!
Oh, Invoker's down. Venge as well. Invoker, I think, actually had the...
He had the Aegis,
He had the Aegis. So he's going to be fine, but Vengeful Spirit, whoa! I hate this game. I hate this game comes out. Oh, man. We've all been there. Horrible, horrible feeling when you just completely forget about a spell.
Yeah, you just forgot about it.
Just completely forgot that there was there. And
yeah, but...
He was thinking, I'm going to stay in here, I'll give my teammates the aura, give them a bit more damage, take this tower a bit faster, and then go back to farming even quicker, but nope, death will be the result, the end product of that one.
Indeed, but yeah, good fight for AJSA. You know, it went 3 for 1. It did turn into a 3 for 2 as Venge unfortunately hang around a little too long. And I mean, still the XP graph and is very even. The gold graph it's going the way of AJSA, and they do say, you know, the key to this game is making sure, even if you're kind of toe-to-toe in KD, that you are finding the farm on all your heroes, and AJSA are definitely doing that. I mean, if we look at the net worth, you see the 3 top heroes on the board are all on the side of the Dire, with the Invoker, the Tide, and the Venge. I mean, Tide, what's he going for after the Blink? He is going for that Refresh Roar, and they're actually going to try and make a play on him here, and Tide, he is in trouble, has no Ravage. Right-click's come in, throw an Ice Blast in for good measure, and AA is able to pick up the kill there. So they nicely pick up the Tide, who was actually unable to spend any of his money. He's got quite a bit, hasn't put any money into building the staff part of the Refreshers Orb.
The staff.
But perhaps do you think he's just saving for the recipe first and getting that reliably? Just so the fact that he gets that 1800 gold, gets that bit out of the way, and then he can build the easier bit that's in the small increments. I mean, do we see Tides do that? I mean, because he doesn't really need the Oblivion staff, does he? It's not like something that's worth getting on the fly. It's not going to keep him alive. Gives him more intelligence, a little bit of attack speed. Tide doesn't care about that, so perhaps it's better to save up and invest your money in the Refresher's recipe before going back to finish off the little bits of the Oblivion stuff.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. I mean, you might just be trying to save up as much gold as possible and then buy it all outright at once. I mean, if you're in a position where you're about to die, and you have like the money for the recipe and you're like on 1800 gold or whatever the recipe costs, then yeah, just buy it. Because like then you lose no gold at all. And it is easier to buy, like you say, the increments in the Oblivion stuff. I'm actually going to see this Jakiro. He's going to be able to pick off an Ice Path perfectly with Yule Scepter setup, and he actually throws out the ultimate as well. It's going to do literally nothing. They're just going to be able to walk away. Bottled up, actually. The Void's got a bottle. I didn't even realise that. He went for the bottle on that mid lane, and now he's going to throw out the ultimate. The TPs are coming in, but is he going to be too late with the AA Blast? I think it is. He's just going to be able to run away and get out, and it's another Jakiro ultimate. Oh, he's stolen by the Rubik, so really nice steal by Rubik. He actually manages to throw that one down and help with the kill, and AA is in trouble. She's been ditched by the whole of her team, or he's been ditched by the whole of his team. He's going to get blown up. He's going to go down, and the magic missile stolen by Rubik, but it's not going to be enough to help his team, and
oh, they're trying to go off stage. Look, smoking for that extra movement speed. Void.
Oh, Kunkka. Oh, Kunkka. Can you get the X marks? You can't get the X marks in time. Oh, bless. He's not going to be able to get him now.
Oh,
yeah, he's got
the
a blink and he's got the torrent as well. Oh, there's some huge plays. Kunkka, who do you think you are? It's Attacker. He's actually in this game. Oh my god. Puck player Attacker suddenly on AJSA. And they managed to pick off a kill that never looked like it was going to happen. Nice Kunkka plays coming out from Charlie. And now they're going to be able to take a tower. This is the thing, like, this Invoker is so strong with the Necro 3 and the Forge Spirits. They're just able to chip away at towers once they get just one pick off. They've got rid of the Void with the Chronos. The Chronos no threat at all. Not that it would be anyway. Blast. Venge again! Oh, you're starting to hate this game. I think it is only level 1 Ice Blast. Yeah, it is. So it's going to be absolutely fine. But it's going to stop the push at least. And something that we should mention, it is quite hard to push uphill when you've got heroes like the AA that's going to be spamming out the Ice Blast the entire duration of the game, and then you've got a Rubik that can steal any spell you're trying to use to gain an advantage. So it looks like AJSA are just going to go back to farming, but honestly they're behind on kills in this game, but I genuinely think they have the advantage. Again, it comes down to this sort of mid-game presence. I mean, they've got the Kunkka, who is very much it's interesting that it's a support Kunkka, and it's actually a core Venge, so it's going to transition less well going into the late game, because you're not going to have a Kunkka coming out doing like huge crits and killing the whole of the team. Vengeful Spirit's very much a single target lockdown hero. But you've got the team fight ability of Invoker, Jakiro, and Tidehunter. You're always going to be able to find fights and then push towers soon afterwards, and if Team Red want to win this game, it's going to go late. Very, very late.
Oh, Jakiro could be in trouble there on this top lane. They've sent 4 heroes from the side. Oh my god,
4 heroes committed to this. This needs to be a kill. They need to be able to get this, and it's an easy kill. He actually manages to get the Yule Scepter in the air, but it's only going to delay the inevitable, and he gets picked off. It's actually Skywrath picking up the kill on that one, which, bear in mind, it's a core Skywrath mage, so it's definitely necessary. Skywrath picked up a Vitality booster, probably going to go for that Rod of Atos, as we often see. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Void is in trouble, but he's popped down the Chrono. He's going to be able to run away, so they managed to force out the Chrono, which is nice. Kunkka takes a decent amount of damage from the Ice Blast, which is at level 2 yet? Nope, still level 1. Only level 9 on that Ancient Apparition. But he's going to be fine. He's nowhere near dying. The champion in the enemy's jungle just farming away, farming the creeps. In fact, might get caught out. No, he's got the blink, so he's going to be fine. Ward gets placed down by support Kunkka. That's something that would never happen in a pub game. Imagine that. Imagine Kunkka buying a ward. Oh my god, unbelievable. That would never happen. And yeah, it looks like they're just going to rotate 3 heroes up just to stop the push so that they can't take any kind of towers. Wooster up here, using the Anchor Smash to good effect. And meanwhile, in the bottom lane, it's Invoker again, and away from his team, just pushing out the lanes, farming in the jungle with the Forge Spirit. So strong. Not got the Necro units at the moment. Looks like they were popped fairly recently. Well, I say fairly recently. Like 50 seconds ago. A minute ago. But he'll have them up not too far away. And then he'll be able to start pushing out on this bottom lane. Just put some pressure onto the map. That's what they need to do. They just need to keep putting pressure onto the map, farming the enemy's jungle. Both teams have the same sort of idea at this stage of the game because it's very, very close. The problem is you lose one team fight now. Like, you get team wiped now and you lose the game. That could very easily happen. 24 minutes into the game, it seems like a daft thing to say, but if you get team wiped now, then you could possibly lose the racks. So, well, I say that. You could if you are Team Red. If you're ASGA, then you still have tier 2s up on every single lane, so it's going to be very, very difficult to push the racks. But it's going to be a crucial advantage going the way of Team Red anyway, so it's something you definitely want to avoid, and that's why they're also playing fairly cautiously.
And I think yeah, as you said, obviously getting this push in after they get the kills, and the fact that it's going to be a lot harder for Team Red, and the fact that they've got so much more to push down. You know, tier 1s, tier 2s, tier 1s, tier 2s, tier 2s. When there's no tier 1s, tier 2s on their side of the map. You know, one good team fight for AJSA, and you're potentially saying goodbye to a set of racks. And that's just not going to happen on for the side of Team Red if they get a pick off. And what's he got? He gets the Jewel Breath. That's not too bad for Rubik. Something else to throw in the fight, and something else to throw in the Chrono. But now they're looking at this tower. This is going to be an easy tower to get forward. Sure. Oh! He has got the refreshers this tide as well. He's going to pop it twice. There we go. There's already been a Chrono, though, on the back of the fight on the Venge. Bo's going to fly an Ice Blast as well. It's not just going to hit the Venge. Oh, no, it's not. Venge is actually going to be okay. Blink out from the Wraith King. This is going badly for Team Red. The Chrono, unfortunately, was on the back, and it was just on the Venge, and I don't think that's exactly what they needed. They've already lost the Sky. AA is going to tick out and blink in from the Tide Hunter, finishes off the job, and have 3 heroes down. And you're talking about a push after a team fight. I think this is what we're going to see here. Necro units are out for the Invoker. They are going to head straight down the mid lane. There's only a Rubik and a Void up without any Chronosphere. There is a fortification, but 30 seconds pretty much for the rest of the team until they come back. And yeah, look, with the pressure coming out on the top and the mid lane, they're going to lose something here. I don't know quite what it's going to be, but
I mean, that's exactly what we talked about. Like, that's exactly what Team Red needed not to happen. And it was a mixture of things. The double ravage kind of on the fight, and Rubik's going to go down. He's going to get blown up. Invoker actually picks up the kill on that one. They lose the tier 3 tower in the mid lane. Meanwhile, it's actually Shakiro typing balls deep on this top lane. They're going to try and throw out the Ice Blast to try and defend, and it looks like they are going to do so for the time being. So will the melee rats go around? It doesn't look like the Forge Spirits have got quite enough damage to be able to bring it down. So it gets low, but they don't manage to bring it down. Maybe focusing on the Raining Fracture would have been a more sensible idea. But I mean, that double ravage in that team fight just completely was unexpected. I don't think Team Red expected it at all. I don't think it had been seen at all. I don't think Tide Hunter had given vision that he'd got that refresher roll up and running. And the Chrono, like you said, it was on the backside. It wasn't the best Chrono in the world. It only managed to pick up the
he zipped straight through the team fight and just popped it on the Venge of the back, and that was it.
Yeah, it just really wasn't good at all. I mean, at the time that he jumped in, the heroes on AJSA were kind of in the back group together, but then they all spread out as soon as the Tide Hunter blinked in to get different angles on the fight. And at that point is when the Chrono came up, and it just only managed to catch off the Venge.
Oh, Jakiro.
I think he thought he was going to get more heroes. Meanwhile, on the top lane, Jakiro gets creamed over by Rubik and Co. He goes down, and TP's coming down onto his bottom lane just to defend, and they might even try and find a Void here. The Void has got Chrono, so they need to be a little bit careful, because Kunkka can die to a Chrono very, very easily, only sitting on 1,366 HP.
But I think you're right, this Void does need to be careful.
Oh, double damage actually on Tide as well. He's actually just going to TP out the Sunstrike.
Just late.
Man, if the Torrent had been there. It's instant cast, though. Like, they're getting it in the right places. I mean, they knew exactly where he was going to be. Obviously, Time Walk's quite an easy one to predict, because he's going to try and max it out and go as far as possible. But Sunstrike instant, really nice map awareness coming out from Invoker. And Yeah, I just feel like AJSA are just playing the better Dota at the moment. They're just keeping the game going, although they do need to start making these advantages count. They didn't manage to take the Rex in the last game. In the last fight, they definitely need to if they win another. And looks like they're just going to try and sneak a Roshan, which there's no vision of on the side of Team Red. So this is probably going to go uncontested, and they're going to be able to pick this off themselves. And Voka, again,
look at this top lane. It's just walked past 2 of them. I think he could be in trouble.
Space created. He's doing it.
He's going to TP out.
He's going to do it. Space created.
TP.
He's got no TP for 43 seconds. Oh, the blink! Look at the space created. What a player. Thomas on this hero just creating space. Left, right, so he's going to go in, just do a bit more harass. There's 2 heroes chasing him. There's 2 heroes spending their entire time. Meanwhile, Roshan's gone down.
No, they're going to get him now.
All right, he's going to go down now. Okay, maybe this... he dodges the initial damage.
Fine.
He's going to be all right. He's just going to love it. He's loving life. He's got mech as well if he wants it.
Oh, hang on. Who did Invoker kill? Rubik.
Oh, look at... just Thomas. Yeah. What a player. Just creating space on this top lane. And meanwhile, his team, they take a kill and they start putting pressure on this mid lane.
Oh, dear. And talking about pressure in mid lane, yeah, you know, mid lane, top lane, racks are open. There's no fortification. Invoker doesn't actually have the Forge Spirits. No, sorry, not for the Necromonicon available, but, you know, they can
Forge
still
Spirits
push.
is more than enough at this stage. He's just
Forge.
pushing down in this bottom lane anyway, so... That's actually fine. He's actually got the Forge. He's got the Necromonicons out. That's why he's not got the Necromonicon ready.
Yeah.
But they're about to expire. They won't be able to get any hits onto the tower. But they're gonna. Looks like they're just gonna try and. He's just gonna chip away at this tower on this bottom lane and see if they can get some damage onto this. And then all of the racks are open. And at that point, if they win a fight, then they can just take Megas and probably force out the GG.
Yeah, it's not looking good for Team Red. I mean, if you look at the gold lead, it's getting to the 17.5k point, and the XP is only 5k, so not a huge amount, but that amount of farm is pretty huge, and it shows in the item builds of the heroes. I mean, Invoker, he's getting to the point where he's pretty much 6-slotted. Tide Hunter with refreshers going, Shiva's next. He's nearly got enough for the Mystic Staff. You know, it's just huge amount of item difference, and net worth wise, we're nearly seeing all 5 heroes being on top. Just the Jakiro falling slightly behind the carry void that's coming out of the side of Team Red, but all the other heroes just so far behind the net worth at the cause of AJSA. Oh, look at Void. Look at Void.
Oh my god, Void just getting picked off. Lovely Sunstrike, and with the what's it called as well, the chilling, the cold snap, able to pick him off very, very easily. The torrent as well. Refresher, they're going to come in. This is huge team fight. Stolen by Rubik, but instantly returned again by Wusa once the refresher's been popped. True Overlord's going to go down. He's going to get paid. Why did you steal my ultimate? He's what? Tide Hunter says, and the Maddie, he's going to go down as well. This is Corpus' voice saying goodbye. No, he's actually going to be able to force staff himself away, but this is going to be a 3 rats going the way of AJSA. Team Red very much under the cosh here, and it'll be interesting to see whether they GG out or whether they can try and fight this. The problem they've got is they don't have anyone that can really split push, and that's something you need, and they are just going to GG out, and I'll talk about this a bit more while we see the end game screen come up. But you very, very much need something. They went for they were very much relied on the Chronosphere and the AA Ultimate to be able to perform in team fights. That was their very much initiation. They had to pick off at least, I would argue, 2 heroes before the fight started, because they're fighting into a double Ravage. If they can kill off the Tide Hunter, for example, at the start, then that's going to be